Exuma is one of those family islands with an economy that's headed in the right direction. With tourism booming and other projects across the community, the island's chief counselor says things are looking good. He talked to our Julian Gibson.
Chief Consular Leonard Dames is proud to be sitting in the chair while the economy of Exuma is on the upswing.
First, I want to say we want to thank God that we have made it over into 2016, and we can only see successful and promising things happening on the island of Exuma. And let me tell you why. We know that the Children's Reiki and the Williams Island project, that's expected to take over sometime the first quarter of the year. I was made to understand. Ground's supposed to be broken, and that project's supposed to come on stream. Then in addition to that, ground's supposed to be broken on the new airport terminal.
And 2016, he's expecting more economic growth for Exuma.
And as you notice now, we have a lot of guests, we have a lot of tourists, we have a lot of persons over here. And even now as we speak, you cannot even find one single seat. So it tells us that the buzz has already started, and Exuma look for greatness during this year.
Now the chief consular is challenging Exumians to brace themselves and be ready for the opportunities.
We have been telling our people to prepare themselves for not only over a year, but 2 years ago. Even in our town meetings, we would normally bring in the cabinet ministers and even persons related to different government agencies and ministries, and they would overrule their portfolio and the plans that they have. So we have been signaling the persons in Exuma, we have sending the message out, and we have always tell them to prepare themselves for what's about to come.
Reporting for the ZNS Network News, I'm Julian Gibson.
Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation CEO Edison Sumner says the country's sovereign credit rating could be delivered another blow if officials don't take a more proactive approach to fixing the problems that led to the downgrades. In August 2015, Standard & Poor's dropped the country's credit rating to BBB negative. Days later, although Moody's did not drop the country's credit rating, it lowered economic growth projections from 2.2% to 1.7%. Sumner says scores can be fixed, but the country must determine the reason for them.
Pay attention to the scores themselves in isolation. We've got to go back and decide what is causing these scores, these agencies to give us the scores that they've been giving. And yes, I am afraid that if we don't make some corrections sometime soon, I think the IMF's official report is due to come out in March. I'm not sure what can happen between now and then because their report has been written, it just hasn't been published yet. But we do need to now find out what caused these scores to be what they are, and how can we now go and correct the issues.
The Chamber's CEO says no countries wouldn't want to face the junk bond status, which is a high-risk security where investors could be reluctant to invest. He likened it to a customer going to a store to trust goods and one day the store owner dropping their credit.
Look at it in the country form, where the country is increasing its debt. It's going back looking for more credit. Those who you're getting credit from are saying to us, hold on, or could say to us, I should say, hold on, your debt is already so high, it's not being serviced properly, or we need to work out some arrangements to get this done. And until we get this thing under control, I cannot give you any more cash. All right? That has some serious consequences, because if the government or the country is unable to borrow money, or if it's unable to raise the revenue to support its budget and fiscal policies, that means that capital works can come to a halt.
The Urban Renewal 2.0 program closed the year in a festive mood with their annual Christmas party at Montague Gardens recently. It was just one way to show appreciation to staff for a job well done over the past year. Addressing the group was the nation's Chief Prime Minister Perry Christie, who told the Urban Renewal team that government is considering making some adjustments to the program this year. Mr. Christie also took the opportunity to talk about the Special Academy on Wolf Road.
The first commitment the government has made to that end is to add a new addition to the educational plant. That is a new academy called Star Academy that is currently a building is currently being renovated, where we have rented from the Adventists the old Bahamas Academy, and they have been forthcoming in allowing us to engage in very significant renovations to ensure that in the shortest possible time we are able to move away from the wonderful volunteerism that where children are sent from school, they go to church groups, they go to urban renewal, but instead we're going to put them into this academy, which is intended to provide every service that is necessary to cause that child to be understood.
The Paradise Games Valley Boys put their money where their mouths were and regained their New Year's Day title once again on Bay and Shirley Streets. The Junkanoo Legends pulled off a 3-straight victory, becoming the first group in Junkanoo history to do so. ZNS News caught up with a few members after the results were announced on Our Key to find out about this 3-straight victory and challenges experienced during the parade.
We slept up on Bay, but we quickly found out what the issue was, and we came down storming.
It's no secret that the Paradise Games Valley Boys are one of the most dominant forces in the Junkanoo world, having won 6 of the last 8 Junkanoo parades in the A category. On the heels of the second-year death anniversary of their fallen leader Gus Cooper, the Valley Boys wanted nothing more than to claim a 3-straight win in his honor, and that they did as they skillfully executed their theme, Invasion of the Birds. Music director Ronald Sims says even though it was a bittersweet moment for group members, they will continue to possess that drive and energy to keep the crown in the valley.
It's a rare thing in Junkanoo. It's been a long time since it's been done. We're proud to be the group to have broken the spell on the 3-peat. We were ready. We were ready for New Year's before we were ready for Boxing Day. And coming off of New Year's in the dominant fashion that we did, we know that all we had to do was repeat what we did on Boxing Day morning to win this parade.
But winning the New Year's Day parade did not come easy for these Junkanoo legends. Sims says they faced a myriad of challenges, but quickly bounced back as only champions would do.
We bobbled on our initial lap just in Rawson Square this morning, but we quickly recovered. Once we got on the rest break, we talked to those, we quickly recovered, and we went down Shirley Street. Unfortunately, this morning we didn't win Shirley Street as we normally do by ourselves. We tied with Roots for it, but we came back around on Bay Street and we closed it out. There's so many people in the Valley we want to say thanks to the Valley management team headed by its chairman, Brian Adley, the choreographed dancers, the builders, the designers, our sponsors in particular. Thanks to Paradise Games for coming forward at the last minute and giving us the finances that we needed to complete our overall presentation.
Brass leader Rudy Pratt says while he is disappointed that the Valley Boys did not win Best Music, there is still room for improvement.
We ain't got that music, but second is good. We won the parade. Like Mr. Sims said, 3-peat is very rare in Junkanoo, but we're going to make history again. We're going for 10. Understand? We ain't stopping now, and we coming back for our music.
Are there any challenges for you in the brass section?
Regular challenges, you know, practice, learning the music on time, but once we got that out of the way, fellas was determined, fellas gone down playing confident, they went out there have fun,